Town of Ayer Zoning Board of Appeals, Wednesday, February 16th, 2022, 6 p.m. Open session, remote participating meeting agenda. Due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, in accordance with Chapter 20 of the Acts of 2021, suspending certain provisions of the Open Meeting Law, OML, public bodies otherwise governed by the OML are temporarily relieved from the requirements that meeting be held in public places, open and physically accessible to the public, so long as measures are taken to ensure public access to the body's deliberations through adequate and alternative means. This meeting will be live on Zoom. The public may participate remotely by joining the Zoom meeting ID number 857-9728-7177 or by calling 312-626-6799. For additional information about remote participation, please contact Carly Antonellis, Assistant Town Manager at atm@ayer.ma.us or 978-772-8220, extension 100 prior to the meeting. All right. 6:07 p.m. we'll call a meeting to order. First item on the order is the approval of the agenda.
I move to approve the agenda.
Second.
All in favor, say aye by name.
Michael Gibbons, aye.
Jessica Gino, aye.
John Ellis, aye.
Sam Goodwin, aye. Motion's approved. Next item on the agenda, public hearing application for variance, Jeff and Andrea Greco, 37 Sandy Pond Road, filed January 24th, 2020. Town of Ayer Zoning Board of Appeals public hearing notice. The Ayer ZBA will conduct a remote public hearing at 6:10 p.m. on Wednesday, February 16th, 2022, regarding an application by Jeff and Andrea Greco, 37 Sandy Pond Road, Ayer, Mass. Applicant is seeking a variance pursuant to Ayer zoning bylaw 2019 as amended, section 6.2, to allow 68.89 feet of frontage where 100 is required in the A2 district, to raise current single-family home and construct new family home, which will conform with all yard setback requirements. For zoom in or call information, please contact atm@ayer.ma.us or 978-772-8220, extension 100. Advertised January 28th, 2022 and February 4th, 2022, Neshoba Valley Voice. All right, do we have representative present?
Yes, my name is Kevin Conover. I'm from David Ross Associates, and I represent Jeff and Andrea Greco for a property located at 37 Sandy Pond Road. The existing lot has just under 69 feet of frontage. There's an existing, like you said, single-family dwelling on the property. They wish to raise that or tear that down and build a new house beyond where the existing house is. This new house will conform to all the front side and yard setbacks. The clients were proactive in their approach to this project. They consulted the building inspector ahead of time to find out what was the procedure, what permits may be required. And Charlie Schultz suggested that we submit a variance request to the Zoning Board of Appeals for the building of a single-family house on a lot that does not have the required frontage. Like I said, there's already an existing house on the property that does not conform to the side yard setback requirements. So the new house would be in more conformance in terms of the zoning setbacks than the existing house. We are seeking a variance from the Zoning Board of Appeals this evening, and was just wondering if you had any questions.
I have a few. First one, I saw a note somewhere about the lot just being subdivided.
That is correct.
It was subdivided in January.
It was subdivided last
September,
year,
I
I
think.
believe.
September, Sam.
When it was recorded in January. What did I say about January? Something about January.
Could have had something to do with the actual bills going out from the treasurer or
Okay.
something like that, but
Right.
Um,
So the lot was divided last September. A plan was submitted to the planning board, and it was approved under the 81L statute of Mass General Bylaws. I don't want to bore you with some of those details, but the main portion of it is that if you have two primary structures on a single lot, you can divide that lot around the two structures because they existed prior to the enactment of zoning and subdivision requirements in the town. So we submitted an A&R plan that was signed by the planning board last September, and I believe was recorded in October.
Thank you. Michael, any questions?
My primary concern was surrounding what Kevin was just talking about. In terms of the hardship, I think this would be a great improvement to the neighborhood. I think most of the town, in fact, I think all the town departments agree with that. But if we're talking about the hardship was created in September. I mean, they had
They
100.
split the lot, yeah.
They had 100 foot of frontage, and then they split the lot. Again, generally I'm in support of this. I think it would be a pretty big improvement to Sandy Pond Road. But I'm interested to see what everybody else thinks. Like I said, the hardship was created in September, in my opinion. But Kevin may have reason.
Yeah, I mean, I can respond to that. Actually, the hardship was created back in the 50s when the houses were constructed on the property. Like I said, both houses predated zoning. So according to the 81L statute, you can divide lots that have two primary structures on a single lot that existed prior to the subdivision control. And I'm not going to lie to you, we actually had to submit the plan twice to the planning board because they weren't familiar with the 81L statute as well. So the first plan was submitted just like we'd submit any other A&R, and they came back to us. They wanted more notations on the plan, basically explaining what the process was and what the law was that allowed you to do this. In terms of the hardship it created, well, we couldn't have any lot. Either one of these lots could not conform to that frontage requirement because the total lot frontage of that parcel did not total 200 linear feet of frontage. So the plan was approved by the planning board without hesitation, like I said, after the second submittal. And I believe Charlie Schultz is online as well. And I've had numerous discussions with Charlie about this division and this proposal. He may be able to answer it a little bit better.
It appears that it would be 100 foot on each side until you subdivided it.
Well, it was 100 total, but
100 total, right?
right. What was the point, Kevin? I guess is my question. That's the only thing I'm curious about. Why would you do it?
Well, if you think about it, if you have two primary structures on one lot, if you wanted to sell one of those structures, you couldn't do it. You'd have to sell them both at a time because there's no division line between the two structures. So again, 81L, it basically is the definition section of Mass General Bylaws, and they say that it is not a subdivision, which is basically what an approval not required plan is endorsing, that it's not a subdivision. It's not a subdivision if you had two houses that pre-existed subdivision control going into effect. So again, in terms of creating our hardship, we created a lot that just does not have enough frontage. We actually created two lots that do not have enough frontage, but each one of those lots have a pre-existing non-conforming structure on a pre-existing non-conforming lot. So again, the statute of Mass General Bylaws allows you to do this. And again, we had to explain that to the planning board because they were unfamiliar with it as well. Once we did it, they endorsed the plan.
I appreciate it. That's all I had, Sam.
I'm just curious,
that's my
why,
concern.
just out of curiosity, why would you make such a small lot? Why would you do that?
There is no restriction about how large or small a lot can be. What
True.
that smaller lot, which is lot one, which I just want to reiterate, that lot one is not part of this submission. I know you're trying to see if there's a hardship that was created, but we're just interested on lot two in this particular submission. So
No, I would just.
why was
I
it
was just
created that
curious.
small? Because that lot that was created back in September, it contained all the improvements Uh-oh, did we lose you?
No, I see it. No, I see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that lot one, again, which is not part of this submission, that contains all the improvements required for the building that's on that lot. So knowing that the clients wanted to propose a house behind where the existing house was, we encompassed all the improvements onto lot number one, and we made lot number two large enough that it would be able to be built on.
All right.
It sounds complicated.
Well, I
and
know it
kinda
does.
is.
it didn't answer the question. I mean, it's probably none of my business why you want to make such a small lot. The existing house is going to be torn down. Is that what I understand?
The existing house on lot number two is going to be torn down.
And a new house on lot number two is going to be erected.
Correct. That conforms to all the side yards, front side and rear yard setback requirements.
Are they going to tear the existing house down before they start on this new house?
Charlie?
They would have to.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that correct, Kevin?
And the question was, do they have to tear the house down on lot two before they start construction on it, on the new house?
Yes.
That's entirely up to Charlie.
He just said that's the case.
Yes,
That's
because
the
you
case.
can't have you can't have two buildings on one lot.
Okay, so if that's a part of the approval, then that would be the case.
And if I can, Mr. Chair, I did a lot of research with this in the beginning because I was confused with the 81L also. But it was put in place when it predated zoning. So if you had a family and you built a house for your in-laws, so the state allows you to divide that. If you did no work on them, they could sell them individually as individual houses. In this case, I agree that I grew up in that neighborhood too, and I go by there all the time, but the house that's there is so close to not only the existing house on that lot that they subdivided, but the neighbor to the left of it. I just don't think it would be detrimental to the neighborhood. I'm in favor of having them raise the house and set it further back in the lot. I think it would help everyone's property values and everyone's privacy in that neighborhood.
And just to follow up on that, Charlie did do a ton of research on this, and he actually provided me with court cases for property. I think it was either Nantucket or Martha's Vineyard. So based upon those court cases, Charlie's research and Mass General laws, this was the route that we decided to go. And again, Charlie did provide a bunch of research on this, and he went above and beyond what he probably should have, but he did. And so that's why we're here tonight.
Thank you. Mr. Ellis,
Sure.
what do you think?
I don't know. I was looking at a couple of things in here. Board of Health says it's going to be town water and sewerage on this new.
That's correct.
Yep.
Okay. The other thing is I kind of have an aversion of taking a non-conforming lot and making it more conforming. That's something we've kind of stayed away from in the past.
Dare I ask how it would be more non-conforming?
Well, because it's already non-conforming and now we don't have the frontage that's required.
Well, once they split the lot, they didn't have the frontage to begin with. They didn't have the frontage for the existing house.
Well, that's true, but that was grandfathered in. But now
No,
we're
that was done in September. Was not grandfathered in.
well, then I don't know how that was accomplished. How they could do that without a permit to reduce the frontage.
What they did is the planning board allowed them to split the lot. So when they did that, they created the non-conforming frontage on the second lot.
And they created a non-conforming lot without a permit.
If I could, Mr. Chairman, that's where
Charlie?
I started my research. is
All right.
I didn't believe that the planning board had the right to make a lot, when they subdivided it, they created new lot lines, which actually made it more non-conforming. But
Yep.
under 81L, they do have the right to split the lot, and there's really no definition or the state doesn't say you have to keep this amount of land with this lot or that lot. And they did go through the proper procedure through the planning board. And what they ended up with was the 68 feet, and I think it's 32 feet. I don't have the plan in front of me. But they didn't need a permit. That's allowed through the state for the reasons I stated before. Is there's sometimes there were multiple buildings for family members on a lot, and then zoning came in, and apparently they didn't know what to do, so they put this statute in that says you're allowed to separate the buildings on a lot and sell them. And if he was just going to remodel the inside, they wouldn't have to be here. But because they want to raise the house, they have the 68 foot of frontage, which is non-conforming by today's zoning. But it was made legally conforming for that lot when they split it through the planning board 81L process. So they're actually taking away some non-conformity by raising the house and moving it back on the lot, because now I don't believe either side setback would meet today's zoning where the house is. By moving it back, they'll meet the front setback, they'll meet both side setbacks, and they'll meet the rear setback. So even though it's a non-conforming frontage, it's going to be, the new position of the house would be more conforming.
Thank you.
Does that make any sense?
It does. It really does. That help you at all, John?
Oh, yeah, but it wouldn't be a problem if they put the new facility or the new building on the same footprint as the old one is, and then it wouldn't be an issue.
No. If they put the new building on the same footprint as the old one, it would be non-conforming on three sides.
And actually, part of Charlie's research stated in a case again that it was from down in Martha's Vineyard, I believe, that even if they were going to construct a house in the same footprint, they would need a variance.
Correct.
So just because the plan was created and a plan created a non-conforming lot around a non-conforming structure, even to build on that same footprint, you'd need a variance. So in this case, we could be here tonight to propose a house on the same footprint that doesn't conform to either side setback, but we're proposing a house that will conform to the front side and rear yard setbacks.
Thank you.
Do we have any abutters?
Well, we'll get to them in a minute. Jess, what do you think?
I just for curiosity, the whole lot before it was subdivided was 36,061 square feet? Or is-
No, just lot
that's
two
lot
currently has 36,000, yeah.
Okay. Because for me, because there were two houses there from back in the 50s or whenever, this is, to me, grandfathered into still having two dwellings there. It does improve it, moving the new house back. And so I'm fine with this.
Thank you.
It doesn't change the density, it just improves the privacy issues a bit, though.
Ron, is that you, bud?
It is indeed. Finally, I scrambled. I had to get another computer, but here I am.
Trust
Welcome
me,
back.
I know your struggles.
I
What
don't know.
do you think?
I don't know. Normally, I don't like evaluations based on hardships. To be honest, I haven't heard. I haven't studied this statute or this section 91L or whatever you're talking about there. John brought up, again, we don't want to make something less conforming. We don't want to take something that's already non-conforming and make it less conforming, but apparently it is somewhat more conforming out of, we're moving in the conforming direction on this one, apparently.
Yes.
I share that, these density issues all of a sudden having to, make a much more dense development. She doesn't see that there as well. So, all right, I'm usually diametrically opposed to these types of, increase in density, gross changes to the conformity. But I must admit, well, as this is going on, I have less of a reservation about this. I started with one, but I'm moving with less reservation right now.
Thank you. Do we have any abutters online?
And if you're not asking to be recognized, if I could just ask to put you on mute because we're getting some feedback.
Who? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, any of the abutters. I mean, you can do the hand raise feature or just speak up. But
Do we have abutters? Do you see any?
I see people, but nobody's saying anything.
Yeah, no one's saying anything, so.
All right.
I thought Bob's iPad, I thought he had his hand up, he's mute.
I can't see. Is he? Bob, if you're putting your hand up, put it in front of the screen.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah. Is he swatting flies or has he got his hand up?
He's mute, he needs to unmute. He's
Looks
talking.
like.
Hi, this is Luann Francis Picard, 39 Sandy Pond Road.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm very much in support of the house being moved back. As one of you guys said, it will improve the look of the entire neighborhood and allow for more privacy.
All right, thank you. Bob, if you're trying to talk, unmute your pad.
There he
There.
is.
No, I lost it. Whatever you did, there you go.
There you go.
I'm just an interested party. I do live farther on down Sandy Pond Road, but I'm just taking no position. I'm just an interested party. Thank you. Done it
All
better.
right. Do we have any other abutters online?
I don't see
Seeing
anyone
none?
with their hand raised, Mr. Chair.
No, I don't either. That being said, I'd entertain a motion.
I make a motion.
No, I believe someone's raising their hand, Pauline.
Oh, Pauline?
Yes, good evening, Mr. Goodwin.
Yeah.
I
Good
am
evening,
not in a
Pauline.
butter. Thank you. I'm not in a butter by any stretch, but I used to live on Sandy Pond and I'm very familiar with Andrea and Jeff. And I also am a former ZBA member. So all that said, as a resident of Ayer, I wholly support this. And I think it will, as the neighbor said, be a great improvement for the neighborhood. So thank you very much for considering this.
Thank you. Again, Michael, what was your,
All right. I make a motion to grant a variance pursuant to Air zoning bylaw 2019 as amended, section 6.2, to allow for 68.89 feet of frontage where 100 feet is required in the A2 district to raise current single-family home and construct new family home, which will conform with all setback requirements,
except frontage?
except frontage.
Second,
I'll second that. All those in favor signify by saying aye and state your name.
Michael Gibbons, aye.
Jessica Gino, aye.
John Ellis, aye.
Ron DiFilippo, aye.
Sam Goodwin's aye. Passed unanimously. You have your variance.
Thank you very
Awesome.
Thank you very
sir.
much for your time this evening, and thank you again.
Welcome. I make a motion, we close the hearing for Sandy Pond Road.
Second,
All those in favor signify by saying aye. State your name.
Michael Gibbons, aye.
Jessica Gino, aye.
John Ellis, aye.
Ron DiFilippo, aye.
Sam Goodwin, aye. Next item on the agenda. Approval of meeting minutes from November. Any problems with them? I didn't see any.
Oh, good.
That was a long meeting.
It was,
Yeah, it was. Reading them back, you realize
That was
how
a
long it
brutal
was.
meeting.
That was a long one. That was a long
Yeah.
one.
When I put the attachment in the email, I was like, oh my God, it's 7 pages.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I make a motion, we accept the meetings as published.
second,
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Michael Gibbons, aye.
Jessica Gino, aye.
John Ellis, aye.
Ron DiFilippo, aye.
Sam Goodwin says aye. Before we adjourn, we have to have a brief discussion about our next meeting. Carly said there's nothing on the table for March right now. However, we have a conflict in schedule for our regular meeting night. So we can either go earlier or a different night. My personal preference is a different night.
Likewise.
John?
I'm open to whatever it takes, whatever it is, I can make myself available.
Well, they wanted, she told me they wanted to try to do something like at 4 or 4:30. I just can't do that.
Okay,
I won't be
So-
home in time.
Yeah, I was looking at, we were talking about a different night. We just have to come up with a night. What do you think, Jess?
I'm, as long as it doesn't conflict with Conservation Commission at all, I'm fine with whatever works.
Ron?
So
No preference here.
Okay.
So,
Carly?
Mr. Chair, I looked at the calendar, sorry, it's been a day.
Yep.
So I would think the 23rd would be the best date, March 23rd. There's nothing, then it kind of gives us an extra, everything would be due by the 28th of February to make the 23rd meeting of March. It's a week after we were supposed to be scheduled. They moved up the budget form. That's why we have to reschedule this meeting.
I don't see a problem with that. Any of you guys?
Nope,
Good
works
for
for
me.
me.
All right, let's schedule
So
March
confirming
23rd.
Tuesday. On Wednesday, the
Yes, Wednesday.
23rd, correct?
Yes, yes,
Oh,
sir.
wait a minute. Wait. It is Wednesday. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And then I'll let you know, I'm actually out next week. But Robert will keep me posted if we receive any applications, but I'll have
So
time.
next week's a drop dead, right?
No, Monday, the 28th would be by like 10 in the morning.
That's this coming Monday.
No, this Monday's the
The
21st.
21st.
This Monday's a,
Yeah, we're
oh
only.
yeah,
at the
okay,
18th.
yeah, all right.
So we'll know, I'll be back in the office on the 28th, so we'll know by then.
All right, so let me see if I got this straight. By the 28th, if we don't have anything scheduled, then we don't have to worry about changing the dates. We can just leave it alone,
Right,
correct?
we just wouldn't
Okay.
have a meeting, right?
All right, that's fine. I'm good with that.
I'll keep you posted.
Very good. Okay. That being said, I think I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second,
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Michael Gibbons, aye.
Jessica Gino, aye.
John Ellis, aye.
Ron DiFilippo, aye.
Sam Goodwin, aye. Thank you, guys. Thank you for waiting for me.